At the end of May, I attended the conference, the European Forum for Christian LGBTQ Groups in Switzerland, and there I befriended Sariah from the Netherlands. So on my train ride home from the conference, I stopped by for a couple of days near Amsterdam to visit Sariah.
Hi there, my name is Sariah. I'm from the Netherlands, 30 years old, and I'm a Christian and also a lesbian.
In this video, we're gonna hear Sariah talk about how it's been for her to be a Christian and a lesbian. Let's start with when she found out that she was a lesbian.
I found out when I was 18 that I am a lesbian. I didn't even know the existence of lesbians. I rolled into this relationship with my first girlfriend. I felt really good being in this relationship without knowing that it was like a lesbian relationship. But my girlfriend did. She was like, this is wrong, I don't want this. So she pushed me a little bit away and I was like, why are you doing that? It feels natural to me. For me it's okay. And then she broke up with me and I went online searching for what is this. So someone explained me about the words bisexual and lesbian, and then I googled it to find out what it was.
And the reason that Sariah didn't know about the existence of lesbians before was because of what she had been taught.
They only told me about gay people for men, like only men are gay. So I did never think about it, that it also could happen to girls. So that's how I found out that I might be bisexual first, because I had some interest in boys, but yeah. Not in the same way I experienced with that girl. Later that year, I had some other girl which I fancied a lot, and she was like, I think you are a lesbian. So then I searched that word. What's that? So yeah, it was kind of late, maybe 18 years old. But for me, a whole new world to explore and to learn about being Christian and lesbian.
Then began the long way of accepting herself as a lesbian.
Well, at first I knew that it was wrong to be a lesbian, and because my parents in the church learned me that it's not okay, you have to be women and men to be together in a relationship. And that was really hard for me, because I had these feelings and it felt natural for me, but how is that possible if it's not okay, if God is angry with those people? He discussed us, they said so. That was really a hard time for me to see myself as a lesbian, accept myself. How can I do that in line with the Bible? Because I really believe in God and that He's there for me, but how could I deny myself? So that was a long way to go. At some time I tried to be hard for myself and tried to live celibate, but I couldn't handle that for a long time. So then I figured out that it's not even possible to deny yourself and the feelings you have.
And then she met someone who helped her combine her faith and her sexuality.
I got to know some guy. He told me about the Bible in other perspective, how to read the texts and how I could accept myself with these feelings. That was quite nice, because I think 1 month before I told myself already that I could read the Bible in that certain way, to accept myself, that God loves me no matter what. And He made me this way. So that was like an understatement, that I heard it from someone else who isn't even a homosexual, but straight as you can be. So that was really nice for me. Between then and the first time I knew I'm a lesbian is 6 years.
And now she had finally accepted herself as a lesbian and managed to combine it with her faith.
I was happy with myself, I lived my life, and then some girl came on my path And I was like, oh, I like her. And after 6 months or so, I was like, yeah, she's the one. This is the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I was thinking, to live a normal life, I need to go out of the closet. So I told my parents, which are really against it. But the first thing my father said was that he loved me and I'm still his daughter, and he wants me to come by and visit whenever I want. So that felt really good, and I was really happy to hear that. My mother had a little bit more difficult with it. She also said, yeah, you are my daughter, but I really don't like this, and do you really know that it is who you are? And then I said, yeah, I think so. And I want you guys to get your time to read more about it or get in touch with some other parents I know who has children with gay or lesbian feelings. Then I thought I need to give them the time I also needed, like 6 years. So that's what I did.
And eventually they accepted it.
It took them a little shorter time to accept me for who I am with my girlfriend. I think it was like 3 years. So I was really happy with that.
And now it's been a couple of years since they accepted it, but there's still one thing they're against.
I think now it's 6 years or 7, and they really accept me for who I am, with my girlfriend, with whom I'm living together, and they are really there for us when we need them, and I'm really happy with that. Only if I want to marry, they still do not support that, so it can be a little bit hard, but yeah, I understand and I'm okay with that, so I accept it. I'm really happy that they accept us the way we are and we can come by. So that's anything I wanted. So.
But why is it so hard for them to support their daughter getting married?
They do not accept the marriage because they really believe that's something between a man and husband, to have children together as well. And they don't see it for us to be together in that way, to be a family. They believe that's not our purpose or something. I can understand, because I know where they're from, what they've been taught all the way. I rest my case. I don't want to think too much about it and to feel a lot about it. I want to give them the space they want to believe that things should go. If I believe it should go or can go another way, I just hope they are okay with me choosing my own path.
To sum up, I asked herself what she would tell her younger self who doubted herself because of her sexuality.
First of all, I would like to have the peace with God, to know that He accepts me. And you really can read in the Bible that He made you. And if He did not want you to be like this, why did He make you? So when you can accept yourself for who you are, and that He wanted you to be who you are, then you should accept that and be happy with it and live your life as you want it to be with Him, and you will be blessed. That's how I'm feeling.